Rather than paying 10.4 cents per kilowatt hour, which is the US national average, we are paying between 35 and 45 cents in recent months per kilowatt hour. This is crippling to our people and to our businesses. We want to bring that down. We also have another aspect to the energy issue. We have a crisis in our power, yes, but we also are interested in waste. Liberate two birds with one gesture, as they say these days. So without further ado, I would like to introduce the providers, building on what they did earlier today, and to showcase the kind of technology that they are offering to the people of the Virgin Islands, should the Power Authority be interested in speaking with them.
Axion is one of the world's largest renewable energy developers, and we're present across a wide array of technologies, 4 of which are shown here. Zero-emission buildings, wind farms, solar photovoltaic farms, and solar thermal facilities.
Good evening to the panelists. Great job. Bevan Smith from the Virgin Islands Energy Office. My first question, I think, is for Larry King, and I'm very excited about the possible of solar energy being part of our mix. I understand you were at the workshop we held at NREL, where the governor put forward his 60 by 2025 goals. And I also heard in those presentations, when it comes to concentrated solar, here in the territory, we may have a cloud cover problem. And I'm wondering if you detect such a problem here in the territory, and how would you get around that to make concentrated solar work?
That's an excellent question. I think it points to a general issue that any technology, you need to look very specifically at the sites that you intend to deploy the technology at, whether it's one kind of solar technology or another, or wind technology, and so forth. You need to make sure that you have the right resource at that location. So before any very detailed proposal would proceed, we would conduct site-specific studies to monitor the installation and verify our belief that the concentrating solar technology would work well here.
In your presentation this evening, you indicated that the endothermic process would essentially get rid of all noxious materials. But when I asked you a question 2 days ago in your presentation on St. Thomas about what would happen to the chlorine and chlorinated materials from plasma gasification of plastics, you indicated that you would still have to have the whole host of downstream environmental scrubbers and environmental pollution control devices on the backside.
The temperatures are sufficiently high that whatever you put into the reactor turns into a gas. Depending on the feedstock, if the feedstock, for example, is wood, then almost all of the material, the pilot facility we've operated converts almost all of that to synthetic gas, to syngas.
Historically, certainly the hallmark of the 20th century has been providing megawatts. You basically bring a machine and you compete for the best price and you provide megawatts. But slowly but surely, thank God, we are moving to firms that are about sustainable energy solutions, which means that they take into consideration the overall health of the community as they're planning their final technologies and their final plans or their bids or their proposals. And that is part of their business structure and their business plan.
The question is, our technology, how modern is it? Our technology is used in 100 facilities around the world. The company that we're using is Energy Products of Idaho. They began operations in the mid-70s. The boiler technology is state-of-the-art. Uses best available controlled pollution abatement technology on the back end. Makes a very clean process, much cleaner than the gentleman presented earlier
I'm not debating that you can clean it, but it's a furnace. It's a fancy furnace, and it produces carbon dioxide. And why should we, on the Virgin Islands, keep producing heat that goes up into the atmosphere and contributes to global warming, when we have all these other beautiful available technologies that are more environmental friendly and more suitable for the island?
We really have two options: to put it in a landfill or use it for power generation.